One of the most important things that an entrepreneur can have is confidence. Confidence in their business, confidence in their product or service, confidence in how they're serving their community, and confidence in themselves. But confidence is not something that comes naturally to a lot of people. Oftentimes, it's through a series of steps that people learn how to become more confident. As entrepreneurs, we can often look at somebody and think, oh, they're doing incredibly, they're doing all these things, and I want to do that too. But I am. And we give ourselves all these negative things that make us think we can never be like that person. We're introverted, we're quiet, we don't know how to do that, we're not tech savvy. We have all of these excuses that are keeping us from getting to where we need to be. And because we're looking to make this giant leap very quickly, it becomes very unrealistic and not practical at all for us to even try to achieve that level of confidence. And so as somebody who is now very confident speaking on camera and walking onto stages and doing presentations and educating in different ways, I can tell you that I did not start out this way. In fact, I am an introvert. I like being quiet and I like being by myself. And so when I have to take these steps into being more extroverted, that's something that I had to learn. I had to learn how to run inside of my industries to be very confident in the information I was giving, the things I was teaching, the things that I was doing. I had to take a series of small steps to get there. Now, I do have videos on my YouTube channel where we look back at some of my earlier videos and you can see a world of difference. And you can actually, if you go through my videos, track the steps that I took to get to the point I am today. Right now, I'm very engaging, I'm vocal, I do all these different things, and people can look to me as an example, but they don't necessarily see where I started from. So tracking back is going to be incredibly helpful, which brings me to the point of today's conversation. When you have something you want to do inside of your business, particularly relating to your confidence and the way that you're assured inside of your business, you want to make sure you're doing this in small steps. We're not making those big dramatic leaps because those are not practical and we're not going to be able to do that overnight. So we want to have a goal in mind. Where do you want to be a year from now or a month from now? Reverse engineer that. What steps do you have to take to get from point A to point B? How do you have to get there? What do you need to do? So we want to do this in small little steps. What is one thing you can do to be more confident today? And I want you to identify what area of your business you want to be more confident in. Is it on camera? Is it in the way that you're having conversations about your product or service? Is it the thing that you're teaching? Where do you need to level up just a little bit to feel more confident and be able to represent your business better? We're going to now reverse engineer that. What's one thing you can do, and we're just going to use being on camera as an example, but you can apply this to whatever realm you want to apply it to. What step can you take next to be more confident on camera? One of the things I teach a lot is that you don't have to go from being a quiet person who's not on camera to being full on camera like I am right now. You can do this in stages. So the next step would be to film yourself on camera, but not in a way that's going to go out to the public. This is your practice or your trial. You are going to take that one little step and practice being on camera. That means you are going to film as if it were going out on social media, but you're not actually going to put it there. So you don't have to worry about the way that you sound or look, and you can start to critique yourself and figure out what works for you and what doesn't. You can learn how you like to stand on camera and what makes you look more confident. You can learn about the rate that you're speaking at or the way that you're saying things. You can learn the way that you're going to edit. Maybe you don't want to do a straight direct to camera video like I'm doing right now to make my point. Maybe you want to use my alternate method where you're going to be filming in small sections and then moving your background, moving your camera around, or moving on camera so that it looks like intentional cuts. So you only have to do a small section of information at a time and then move on to the next section. You can try these things out and see what works best. Now, what's the next step after that? After you have filmed for yourself and you've critiqued yourself and you've gotten into a bit of a flow with these videos, now what do we do? The next step is to introduce a small audience, because remember, our ultimate goal is to be confident on camera in the public eye. That's live streams, that's on stage, that's in our TikTok videos. We want to be confident on video. So we are going to have our content seen by people, which means if we've done it just for ourselves so we can learn and critique, now we have to introduce a small audience. We don't want everybody seeing it yet, but we do want to bring in your sister or your best friend or your mom and have them watch through it and kind of get a feel for it and say, this is working for you, this maybe isn't working for you, I liked how you did this is going really well, lean into that, and get more comfortable with people in your space seeing your content. Then you can expand to smaller audiences. You can try it inside of a Facebook group, or you can go live with somebody else on your Instagram page if you don't have a ton of followers. Do it in small increments and build it up. It's very much like running a marathon. We're not going to be able to run it immediately, and you're not going to be able to gain that confidence immediately. You just start small and train small in sections. So you're going to go for that run, and then you're going to go for a longer run. And you're going to go for a longer run. And then you are going to do more and more and more in smaller marathons to get to the bigger marathon. So you want to be doing this in steps and increments, and you can do this for your confidence as well. So take whatever your overarching goal is and work it backwards. It can feel really, really big and massive and overwhelming if you are trying to work from the bottom up. But if you have your ultimate goal and then you break it down in steps backwards, it seems way less complicated. Because if you know you want to be confident on camera, your end goal is to look and sound good on camera and put that content out on social media. The step back from that is to get content out on social media, or to look and feel good inside of your content. And then under that is just putting content out on social media and learning to deal with it. And you can step it back so that it works all the way down to the step you're at now. And then that level of step doesn't seem so big. Because if we start from the bottom, that ground level, and try to take a step up, we tend to try to jump 10 steps instead of 1. So reverse engineering it, going from the top down, or that big ultimate goal, down to where you are now, is going to break it down into the smaller steps so that it doesn't seem big and complicated and overwhelming. Confidence is something where you just have to spend time and effort putting in that work. You have to understand your business so well that you can talk about it without fear, or without hesitation, or without worrying about it. Because when you take that one step and you master understanding your business and what you're doing, then you can work on your confidence being on camera, or talking in public about it, or being on stage about it. Because you understand your business so well, that is a fear that you have just removed from the equation. You know that content so well, you don't have to hesitate on it, which means it's a worry off of your plate and you can focus on the next piece. So we're learning more about what we're doing. We're really investing our time and effort into understanding who we are and how we are and what we're doing and how we're benefiting and serving other people, and then we're building on it from there. If you have a goal, make sure you set that goal further out, have the big picture, and then trickle down to those smaller steps so that you can become more confident in it. Remember, this is not an overnight thing. No matter what you're doing, you are not going to have overnight results on this. It can take days or weeks or months or years to get to where you're going. And it really just depends on how much effort you put into it. And I'm not saying this is going to be easy. It's not. It's going to be scary and overwhelming. At times, it's going to be something you don't want to do. But the more work you put into this, the easier it's going to become. Remember, I did not start out this way. In college, I didn't like my public speaking classes. I didn't like being in front of people. I didn't like being on stages, and I had to learn and grow. And now I can walk onto any stage with zero notice, give a full presentation on a topic I only know some things about, and feel very confident in doing it because I have taken the steps along the way during the last decade of my life. And you can do this too. So to level up your confidence, you're going to identify that goal, reverse engineer it, work it backwards, and then spend time every day working your way toward that ultimate goal, knowing that it's going to come down the road for you the more you put your work and effort into it. If you have questions about confidence, drop those down below. I want to make sure that we are helping you to level up inside of your business, and hit that subscribe and notification bell, because every single day we are dropping brand new videos to help you level up on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, live streaming, and with the tools and resources you need to create a more profitable social media without having to be on social media or creating content for social media all the time, so you can get back to living your best life and running your business. I'll see you in the next episode.